This is the object in Maya that will be exported to Photoshop. Selecting the object, shift click to select both of them. File, export selection. Give your selection a name. And the file type will be DAE_FBX or just DAE. And you'll find that by clicking open this box and choosing the file export type. Hit export selection and now off to Photoshop. In Photoshop, go under 3D, new 3D layer from file. Select the file that was just saved. This is the scale of the file. It won't matter for our two-dimensional creation. Click OK, accepting everything else on that screen. The tool palette for manipulating an object in 3D is up here. When you have a 3D layer selected, these tools will be available. This is orbiting around the view. This is rotating. This is rotation around the z-axis. This pans. And the final one zooms the object deeper into its 3D grid or closer. I'll select and position this object. A shadow appears. This shadow is controlled by this dot. Selecting that dot will then bring up this manipulator that allows for the rotation of the light in the shadow that it casts. To exit the 3D mode, just select another layer that's the normal Photoshop two-dimensional layer. And then you can use all the normal tools for manipulating the image. To paint on this object, go back to the 3D layer, select a paintbrush, pick a color, and click on the object and draw out whatever happy creation you want to make. Rotating this object, you'll see it's just like a 3D object in Maya or Blender, wherever you got your model from. Picking this Move tool, making sure nothing is selected. The Orbit tool will operate like normal. And you can see that this object was painted on. Next, I could select this object itself, which brings up the manipulators for this object. And as you roll over the object, its manipulators reveal what you could do with it. Such as this one will allow a rotation along this axis. Hold down Shift key to snap the rotation. Center, it can be scaled. When you roll over an arrowhead, that object could be dragged. And I want to rotate this around the y-axis. So here, I'm along the x-axis. That will move it along the x. And here is the rotation along the y-axis. I'm going to go to the Paint tool. And you can fill in whatever art you want. You can pick up a bigger brush. And flip-flop colors. Go to the 3D tab. Under Materials, you can select them. You can see which ones are focused up here. Let's go to the face. You have different attributes, such as glow, metallicness, roughness, opacity, refraction for when there's a 3D layer in the background, it could refract that layer, and translucency, ability to conduct light through it. For the color layer, you could select the base color by clicking the swatch and picking a new color. To go beyond painting within Photoshop, these textures could be replaced with an image. Going to the 3D layer, selecting material, next to base color, which is used to change the color. Right next to that, if you select that icon and use replace texture, you can select a texture and that will replace Take Two. And that file will replace the current texture of the model. Select a 2D layer to get back to the regular editing mode of Photoshop.